Yo, Triple Eight Mega Hit Bad Deck Enthusiast, and last night Konami dropped the Rikka solo mode. Anyone who knows me from Duel Links, or even from like beginning to Master Duel, would know that Rikka is one of my favorite decks. I tried everything to make them work in Duel Links, but they were just too inconsistent. But in Master Duel, one of my first decks was Rikka Generator, and I was super excited to play with the new support that we received from the solo mode. In just no time, we clapped our way to Diamond 1 on stream at twitch.tv/888mega, and I have some replays to you guys from this event of just me fumbling the combos because I didn't know them at the time, but I did manage to learn them after. But if there's anything we can take from this, is that these Umbrella Waifus can lead anyone to victory. I'm going to show you guys the deck list that we're using. Let me know in the comments below any changes you guys would make. Now let's get to it. So this is the deck list, and yeah, it's Rikka+Sunavalon. You're going to see this deck a lot on the ladder because it is a World Championship winning deck. However, it is pretty strong too. I do want to say the new cards that we received from the solo mode are pretty good. Rikka Con being one of the strongest cards ever. It's like Lair of Darkness, where it gives all your Rikka cards the ability to just once per turn, tribute your opponent's monster instead of whatever they're going to do. So Rikka Glamour can tribute your opponent's monster to add. Then you can tribute your opponent's monster to special summon, or even cheat, tribute your opponent's monster to steal one of your other monsters. It's just crazy. Or Rikka Princess. It's a monster negate that shuffles itself into the deck for cost. So it dodges Call by the Grave, and you can use it from the hand or the graveyard as long as you have a Rikka on the field. It helps you play around Max C. It can negate Max C. And if you have Con on the field, you can use it to tribute your opponent's monster to negate one of their other effects, or even that same monster's effects. It's pretty cool. So the deck is like pretty solid now. It's very consistent. Con searches a spell or trap. Mudan searches a spell or trap. And you have just ways to search it. We have Jasmine with the Laurel. We have the Sun Avalon set up because it puts a lot of bodies on the board. And it does get you into your Dryad Trentier. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. Into Bloom. I'm pretty sure this part of the deck is going to get dropped at some point, because it's not really necessary, and it's kind of hard to get into the Dryad Trentier with the current setup. I do believe we never made Zeus, but because I have a Royal Zeus and I like showing it off, I'm going to play it anyway. You'll see in some of the replays, Rivalry of the Warlords puts in hella work. It's really strong. Yeah, it's a floodgate, but I want to say 100% of our monsters outside of old Zeusy boy here is plants. So yeah, and then we don't count Maxi either. So yeah, we're perfectly fine, and you'll see in one of the replays where we just completely screw our opponents over with Rivalry, and we're still able to play. Petal is easily one of the best cards in the Rikka deck. It comes back every one of your opponent's end phases as long as you have no monsters on the field, or all your monsters on the field are plant. So, and then it just adds a Rikka monster from deck to hand, but locks you to plants. It's pretty cool. So you're going to see that a lot of times your opponent will finally get through everything you have, only to forget about the Petal in the graveyard, which comes back and starts everything again next turn. It's pretty cool. So we're playing triple Lokai, probably can cut it to Laurel for the life point gain to trigger the Jasmine, triple Petal because it searches, Maxi because we can actually protect our Maxi with the Rikka Princess by just normal summoning a Rikka and then having Princess in hand or graveyard, and then like baiting that we're going to special summon. A Lone Fire Blossom because it summons any one of these guys from the deck. We're no longer playing the Therian package, but we are however playing one Borea because it's a level 8 plant that can be searched when you search for Snowdrop with the Glamour, because with Glamour you have to add a Rikka and a plant of the same level if you tribute a monster. So that comes up. We're playing Mardell because we can summon it from the deck and it searches. So just more consistency, 1 for 1. We're playing Unexpected Die. I was going to cut them all because I was playing it at 3, but I have a Royal one, so I think I'm just going to keep that one in there. And that's pretty much it. I'm pretty sure if we cut the Bloom and the Purple Tree, then we're probably going to cut Shrine too. But until then, I'm just going to keep them here. And it's pretty cool. Primula special summons itself from your hand if you tribute a plant. Rose Girl can special summon itself from the hand if a plant goes to the grave. But it can also add itself back to the hand from the graveyard once per turn, either or effect. so it's still pretty cool. And that's the deck. The extra deck, you got 2 Strenna, which can summon an extra deck Xyz plant monster if it's tributed. Then Aurea, I was gonna play Alcee in this position, but it's a UR, so we're just gonna play Aurea from now. Plus it's Royal, so yeah, you know. Teardrop, there's a reason to play 2, but I haven't needed it yet, so we're gonna play 1. Sacred Tree Beast Hyperiton is usually what you're summoning off of Strenna. However, you can probably summon Aurea off of Strenna on your turn. It depends on the board state, I guess. And then the Sun Avalons, we're playing double Dryas, double Healer, double Jasmine for searching, 1 Malias, 1 Dryad Trenchier, and Bangalancer. Bangalance puts in a lot of work. He's usually part of your end board. I don't think this is that common anymore, so like I might cut this because I do think we should be playing at least 1 Thrasher. But yeah, I'll let you guys know that in the future. Let's show you some replays where we're just clapping people. The deck list may vary during those replays because I was still fiddling with it. But this is ultimately the deck that made it to Diamond 1. So let's get to it. Yo, so this first duel is up against Sword Soul. We're going first. Our hand has full combo, but at the time, I didn't know full combo. I knew the Sun Avalon combo. Because if you check my videos, I did make a Sun Avalon Therion video not too long ago. But other than that, with the Rikka stuff, I wasn't sure how they fit into the Sun Avalon stuff, or vice versa. So we're going first, and we're gonna just try to play the game. Right off the bat, Lokai is probably your best normal summon, because it gets you the most bodies. You kind of also could summon Petal here, but I think just getting the most advantage with Lokai. So we're gonna search Shrine because we already have the Sowing. And my opponent doesn't have Ash here, so we're going to go into Lokai. Dryas summons Healer. Now that our life points are high, we can special summon Laurel from the hand. And we're just going to make Jasmine here. Tribute this. Get the Petals. Petal search for Mula. Now that I know this deck better, I think we should have searched Mudan here. But kind of doesn't really matter, to be honest. So get the double Jasmine search here with the Laurel. And this time we add Mudan. And we add Rikka Princess. Mudan tribute the Jasmine to summon itself. We could have kept the Jasmine, summoned the Princess, tributed the Princess, but like I said before, I didn't really know. I didn't know yet. So we add the Con to our hand. Play Con will then get us a Spell Trap, so we get a Glamour. Now we're gonna special the Princess. Gonna make Strenna. Strenna can recycle a plant or Rikka Spell Trap from the graveyard. So we get the Laurel back, which it didn't really matter what we got back, but we're just going to tribute it so we can add 2. Because when you tribute Strenna, it gets to special summon an Xyz from the extra deck. I wish it counted as an Xyz summon, but it doesn't. But it's okay. We summoned a negate. It's a monster negate. So what Hyperiton does is on your turn, any spell, trap, or monster you activate can chain this to it, and it can add a card of that type to it as material. But on your opponent's turn, you can detach 1 card of the specific type, spell, trap, or monster, and you can negate that effect and destroy it. Malias will then summon back Lokai. Brian can then pitch a card we don't need, and then summon back a Lokai. But I don't know why we did that. Honestly, we just wanted Bangalancer. Just like another form of interruption. You pay life points equal to your opponent's monster that you target, and then you can bounce it to the hand. We're summoning this just so we can twin it away to summon back Jasmine. But none of this means anything. We're going to chain this so we can add a material to it. And honestly, this isn't much of a board. It's just a monster negate and a bounce. But if we so happen to tribute a monster to summon Primula, that will turn on our Rikka Princess. So for another negate. So our opponent's on Sword Soul, but we didn't find out until after he got rid of our field spell. We're gonna let Ecclesia go? No, we're not. We're gonna negate it. By Ecclesia, I see Adhara, but Adhara in the graveyard like recycles a banished Tenyi, so I wasn't too worried about him making Monk here. But I was a little worried about Vishuddha being in hand. But when he summoned Taya instead of activating Vishuddha, I knew he didn't have anything. So immediately I bounced it back to his hand, and that was it. GG. Get clapped by plant ladies. Good game. So this next duel is up against Exosister, and once again we're going first. I still didn't know the combos at this time, but we're going to fast forward here. Unexpected die to get the Lokai from the deck. Normal summon Petal. Activate Con. We're going to use Glamour now. Glamour will add Princess to our hand. And now that we have Princess in hand, we can play around whatever hand traps that he may have. And I believe that we felt there might be a Max C or something in his hand. I wasn't too sure exactly what I felt, but I knew I felt some kind of delay, which is why I went for this play in specific. Petal can then add now. Another Mudan. We weren't paying attention and we added a Mudan already. We already had one. But it's all good. So it was an imperm we felt. We can't negate that. It's fine. Tribute the Dryas for the Mudan. Mudan will get us a spell trap. Ricochet. Special the Petal now. Now we can make Jasmine. Jasmine tribute. Summon Mardell. Mardell gets us Lily. Lily can then be another body on the field, but DD Crow says no. Gets rid of the Petal. He should have got rid of the Princess. We got rid of the Petal. It didn't matter though. I guess he thought that Lily wasn't going to summon either way, but it did. So yeah, that's just showing you that this replay is just showing you that you can play around hand traps if you read them properly. Because if that imperm was like Ash or anything, we would have been able to negate it with the Princess, and then he would have just been out of luck. So this next duel is up against Runick Sprite, and yeah, we're looking pretty good over here. This hand's kind of weird, but let me just show you. It's also kind of one of those slow ones. So we're gonna con, we're gonna normal summon Primula, we're gonna get the Glamour. Tribute, add a Princess and a Primula. Primula will then trigger the special summon itself. We can just special summon Princess whenever we want, so that's what we're gonna do. And then we're just gonna summon Lily. Just for the body, so we can go into Jasmine. Because if we would have made Strenna here, we wouldn't have any way to tribute it. So we had to go for this route. This gets us Mardell. Mardell then adds Mudan. Mudan can then tribute the Mardell. Search a spell trap, probably Ricochet. And we're just gonna set 2. This doesn't look like much, but it is a change of heart and a lockout and a monster negate that can also tribute our opponent's monster. So it's still pretty good. And Maxi. So it's still a lot. It doesn't look like much, but it's a lot. Our opponent's playing the game now. And right away, Runick tip. Now this deck, I don't know if it's built to play against Runick Sprite, but it didn't let me down. He targeted our field spell instead of one of our 2 back row. And ultimately, that's going to cost him, like, the duel, probably. Because if he would have held that card and waited for the rivalry, then he could have tributed, you know, he could have popped the rivalry. So he's going to go Sprite Starter here to chain it, so that way he locks himself into Thunder instead of Cap Shells or Fiend. And now Max C is just going to play for us. So we're going to steal his monster. He has no 2s, he gets his monster back, but it's no longer a plant, so it goes to the graveyard. So that's a good interaction between Rivalry and Ricochet. If any monster you steal from them, they won't get it back. It'll just go to the graveyard because it will no longer be a plant at the end phase. So Rivalry will send it to the graveyard before they get it back. Rikka Petal then searches. He's gonna Max C me now. But Princess says no. Tribute the Petal. Negate the Max C. Add the Princess. Activate the Princess. Summon the Princess. Tribute the Princess. We got another Princess for next turn now. We're just gonna attack him for 18. He can't do anything. What are you gonna do? The only thing we're scared of is that spell trap popper, but he doesn't have access to it. We're just gonna make Bengal Lancer here. Good luck sticking a level 2 on the field with Bengal Lancer. We're just going to set this to scare him a little bit. Maybe he'll think it's another rivalry. He summoned Sprite Blue. We put Sprite Blue back in his hand. And turn, Petal will summon back. Every turn, Petal summons back. It's pretty awesome. We drew Con for turn. Activate Con. Activate Petal. Search Snowdrop. Activate Con. Get us a Glamour. Tribute to Petal. It's so good. We didn't even tribute to Petal. We just added another princess. Max C. Who cares? Max C me. Go ahead. Now, we had a princess engraved, but we couldn't use it because we didn't have a Rikka in the field. So that's something to keep in mind of. We'll go Teardrop here. Just hit him for what, 53? He can't take it, so he's going to pop that. But we're going to tribute ourselves so we don't get our cards banished. He gets to shuffle back, but it's only one card. Pick 25. And now it's your turn. Like, out the rivalry, silly. So he gets to target a spell trap, but nope, he decides to summon Huggin instead. And I'm pretty sure that was what caused him to duel. Petal summons back again. And searches another card again. Con searches again. We used the Con to tribute his Huggin to add 2 monsters. Laurel, since our life points are higher, can special summon itself. Petal will add a princess. We're gonna make a Jasmine here. Laurel will then trigger the Jasmine to search. And I guess he figured out the sweet spot of when to Maxius. When we can't negate it, but it's already too late. Special the princess. Summon Lokai. We just did this for no reason. We missed lethal here because we couldn't lethal him. But there's nothing he could do. So we attack him with Lokai to show our dominance. And that's pretty much it. This is the final turn of Maxi. He has Call By for the Maxi, but not for the princess. You see what I'm saying here? Sprite Blue, burn yourself for game. You didn't stand a chance anyway. He should have popped this a long time ago, this rivalry, and that's ultimately what cost him the duel. So this next duel was our Diamond 1 rank up duel, and it's against Branded Despia. Our hand's pretty cracked, we're going first. Let's see what happens. So we go Lokai into Dryas. We try to do full Sunavalon combo, but you know, it never works out that way. Ash Blossom. Whatever. So we just tribute to Dryas. And this deck reminds me of like the Adignista Mathemech deck, where you just play one engine and then when it doesn't work, you just go to the next one. Because that's what we did here. We tried to play Sunavalon, it didn't work. Now we're playing Rikka. So we're going to add 2. Add 2 with the Glamour. Summon Lily. Just to tribute it, so we could summon another 2. Petal can then search for the Princess. Princess can special summon itself. We're going to make Jasmine here. Jasmine can then tribute the Petal. Get Mardell. Mardell adds a Rose Girl. Now we're going to make Malias. Malias can special summon Lokai from the graveyard. And Rose Girl can special summon itself from the hand. But this is just for bodies for Bengal Lancer. Because we have Bloom, we really wanted to make Bengal Lancer. But our opponent's playing Branded Despia. He's going to open up like such a amazing hand. As you see, he goes to Patchwork. And at that, yeah, normal summon Edge of Chain, bounce to Edge of Chain. And we did that to play around Guardian Chimera. If you waste your normal summon on that, the only other way you have to get a monster on the field would be to either fuse to summon a monster, or to like Branded opening a monster to go Chimera. But apparently his hand is, I don't know what his hand is. Kinda don't care. Petal summons itself back. But it got negated by Ghost Bell. So we know it's Polly, Edgent, Ghost Bell, and 2 other cards. Rose Girl can add itself back to hand, but apparently he doesn't want me to, so he Call Buys it. Instead of the Princess. I don't know. I don't agree with that. I'm gonna make a Jasmine here. Rose gonna get the add. We don't have a normal summon, but we can special summon a Princess, which turns on our Rikka cards. I'm gonna tribute it. Tribute to Jasmine, add a Primula, add another princess, special to Primula. We can make Strenna here. And then we can add back from the graveyard. Snowdrop. Now we can activate Snowdrop, tribute to Strenna. And this is lethal here. Strenna can then special summon the Exes. Turn this to level 8. Make Teardrop. Please do not stare. And this is just lethal here. We were off by 100. We're off by 100. But Teardrop has a card, words on it. So just tribute the Bengal Lancer. Now we gain 200 because the monster was tributed. And that's just lethal. And that was our Diamond 1 game. Yo, so this is a bonus duel. And we're up against Evil Twin Sprite. And we're going second for once. So let's just see how it plays out. We also have Max C, so that's exactly why this is a bonus duel. And our opponent plays right into it, which usually doesn't happen against this deck because they're on a lot of stuff. But yeah, he plays right into it. So the only card we're like trying to draw, because our hand's not bad, is Con, which can help us go second. Con's really good at going second, really good at breaking boards. But yeah, for some reason, with all this Max C action, we're just not seeing it, which is fine. He's trying to Scythe Lock us. And yeah, Princess will help us play around the Scythe Lock, so we're not really too worried about that. But we're just trying to draw Con so that we can tribute off one of his monsters before he can react to it. And yeah, if we're lucky, we Con and then Princess away his monster, but that's not possible. Because as soon as you do anything in the main phase, they're going to pop the Scythe. So yeah, we're just drawing cards, letting them play the game. We don't play any other hand traps like Imperm or anything. We're just playing Max C and Princess. So there's no way to stop him. We're not even playing the Nib. But he ends his turn. We're still scared of Smashers. But it is what it is. So we're just starting our turn. Rikka+. This turns on our Princess, which is the reason why we did that. And then we're going to Max C him again. He's going to pop the Scythe, and we're going to negate that. I don't think he has another way to pop it, so it's all good. And us tributing lets us summon the Primula. Now we go 1 for 1. He's going to carrot, negate the 1 for 1. Unexpected Die is pretty dead in our hand, but the Princess isn't, so we special the Princess. Now we're going to make a Strenna. We're just going to take a lot of damage here from this home thing. Special Mudan. Mudan searches a spell trap, but we really only need Con. That's what we're going to search. He's going to summon Carrot, which is a future monster negate. But it's not a spell trap negate, so we're definitely going to activate this Con. Also summon Araya. This is probably the only time I've summoned it. Con can now tribute one of his monsters if I activate a Rikka spell or whatever. But he gets rid of the Con with the Smashes, so now we need another Con. Unbelievable. We get to send a plant to the grave to then bounce a card. He could have negated that with red, but he chose not to. So now we're going to Snowdrop with Mardell. It's all good in the hood. Adds us a Lily. Lily can special summon itself. And here I'm thinking, because we have Rivalry, if I just clear his board, there's no way he can like get through it without like a Smashers or like a Pop. Because the Live Twins are either Cyberse or Fiends or whatever, and all the Sprites are Thunder, so it just doesn't like add up. So we're gonna go Sowing just to get a Loci from the deck, and we're taking a lot of damage, but it's so good. We try to go Dryas here to search the Shrine, but he's gonna Effect Veiler that, so we don't even get the Shrine. So it's like every time we try to do something, there's an interruption going. We go Jasmine here. We go Jasmine, tribute the Mudan. Not the Mudan, the Mardell. We get negated by Imperm. So we don't even get that. Glamour adds us a Princess. We set 2, we pass. So we're not even going to pass. We're going to clear his board first. Then we set the Rivalry last. We also fixed the cards on top of our deck. Pretty sure we put Con on top. Absolutely, because Max C drew it for us. And then we pitched 2 cards because we had too many in our hand. And pop the rivalry right there in the draw phase because that's a fairy. And you're not on any fairies. So you're stuck with Scythe on the field and you have to go to battle phase. We're going to sheet now tribute our Borea to steal his Scythe and make it a plant. Which then tribute summons Primula, which turns on our princess in the grave. So you're going to go Sprite, starter, into Jet. We're going to tribute the Scythe to negate the Jet. Let him play some more now. But he can only summon Thunders because of the rivalry. And Thunder he will. He's going to summon Gigantic Sprite. He's going to activate it, but he can only summon Thunders, so he summons another red. I didn't even know they played 2 red. Into Sprite Elf. Sprite Elf can only revive back Sprites, so it summons back Sprite Elf. And yeah, best Sprite board. True. So now we drew Princess for turn. Activate Con. Glamour, use Con, tribute the red. He's gonna summon back the red, but we got the negate on the off the field. Now Princess negates the elf. We have a Petal and a Loci. Now we can special Princess because we want to get the Princess back into the graveyard again. He's gonna pop the Con with the Ogre, so that's Con number 2. Just gone. We're gonna go Dryas here and Healer. Healer will then trigger. Gain 300. Jasmine will then add a card. Get a Mudan here. Now we Mudan. Over the Princess. Get our third and final Con. Activate Con. And now we're going to go into Malias. Malias summon back Loci. We're going to make Bengal Lantern. We could have finally made the other tree here, but it didn't really do anything. And then we're going to clear his board, but leave him with Gigantic. Because he can't Zeus us. Because he's locked into Thunders with the rivalry. And that's just pretty much it. He's on his last legs here. He's getting desperate. He's going to attack over the Loci. But he can't Zeus us. He's going to summon a level 2 from the deck. But he's not because we have Sun Avalon Bloom, which is like skill drain. So he's negated. Petal comes back again. And this deck just has a lot of consistency and a lot of recursion. He Max sees us now, but we can negate it with Con, tributing his Gigantic Sprite to negate his Max C. He's wide open for lethal now, and we're going to take it. So this was just a bonus duel. Pretty good. It showcases me playing the deck while I actually know what I'm doing sometimes. And yeah, if you didn't take anything away from any of the other duels, this duel was pretty fun. So I'm going to show you guys the deck list once more, give you my final thoughts. Let's get to it. So once again, this is the deck list. Would I change anything? Probably. I don't think you need 3 Lone Fires. You probably don't really need Max C, but it's pretty cool that you can protect it with Princess. I'm pretty sure you don't really need Mardell. I do like it. 3 Glamour, yeah, you probably can play 2 Con. You probably don't need this, or this, or this. I would say the core is probably, you don't need this. Definitely want to play Rivalry. I would say this is pretty much it, as far as what you need in the deck. Yeah, you can cut this too. You can probably cut one of these, like that. And yeah, you definitely want to play an 8 to search when you search Snowdrop with your Glamour. But other than that, this is the list. You probably don't need this. This is probably the core of the deck. You let me know what you would change or what you wouldn't change. Remember, if it works for me, it could work for you. Pieces.